Welcome back to the channel. Right now I have this chart of Hfcl. Well, Hfcl stands for Himachal Futuristic Communications Limited, and it's quite an interesting chart to look at on the monthly time frame. This is the BSc chart, so let us see how the journey of the stock started. The stock got listed around 1990. It made a low of around 8.72 rupees in 1991. Then you had a move which went from 9 rupees to almost 180 rupees. That's a kind of move in almost 3 to 4 years. Then you got a retracement of this rise, and then you got this rise. This is the tech boom rise, in which HFCL used to be one of the key components of K10 stocks, which then blasted right from the bottoms of 1998 from the lows of 11 to right up to almost 2500s. That's something like 240 to 50 times of returns. And when the whole story busted and the stock started to fall down, it went all the way up to 5-6 rupees in 2005. So one question that's a very interesting question that comes to my mind is looking at the current chart right from the 2020 bottom, could I really find some resemblance of the same stock in the previous history? Yes, I think that the stock is trying to do the same thing that it did in 1997, 1998 bottom. Okay, I'll get to the point wherein at that, let's suppose we are in 1991 and then we steadily witness this stock rise up to the highs of 250 till 1994. At that particular point of time, I might think that, yeah, come on, this is that the stock rose so much that then this is probably some sort of wave 1 or wave A, and this is some sort of wave 2 or wave B, wherein I'd be more focused on naming this as 1 and 2, and this being the third rather than ABC, because of the stories that would have been developed and the gigantic move that we saw in 2 to 3 years. So, but the things changed, and at that particular point of time, it would have been very, very hard for us to believe that this would actually be a wave C, and after that we would form some sort of complex correction over here. So we fell from 2500 and we made this kind of complex correction in from 2003 to 2020 of the COVID bottom, and from there I am starting to believe that a new impulse has already been started, which is wave 1. So now I would have to label this as this. If let's suppose we are in 1994, then I would have been labeled this as wave 1, but looking at the changes the stocks has gone through and the kind of alternations that I could see in the stock, I would be I mean, I can label this as wave 1 or wave A, but I think that on the higher side I would be solely more focused on the probability that this is wave 1 after this kind of move, and after the kind of things that have been developing in the 5G space and optical fiber space. So then I would label this as wave 1 and this as wave 2. Well, then if this is wave 1, that is the same kind of move which we got here, and this as wave 2 that we got over here, then it's possible to anticipate that the third wave, or even let's say that the wave C, would be on the higher side. That is what I'm expecting in this stock, wherein this is wave 1, this is wave 2, and I expect wave 3 to go on the higher side. So yeah, so if wave 3 wants to go on the higher side, I would really like to see if HFCL first starts to break above this whole congestion area. So if I have to mark some key trend lines over here, then yeah, so this looks like some sort of contracting triangle, and but this triangles could not be formed in wave 2, but this triangle is part of a bigger complex correction in wave 2. So this probably could be W, X and Y could be a ABCD triangle. So if that is true, then wave 3, that is the gigantic move where the stock would start on the upside, has already started. And then what are the levels which I'm really looking at? So firstly, I'm looking at the overall resistance level of 140 to 180 zone, which was the same area from where we topped out in around 1994. So this is probably the first resistance I'm looking at. But you know, if this is wave 1 and this is wave 2, and if wave 3 has started, then we are not going to rise from 84 and go till 182 and then again come back to 82 or 80 levels. If the wave 3 started, then it's almost 90 to 95% sure that 182 is going to be crossed. It's almost going to go up. It's almost sure, 95% sure that we are going to go above 182 or even higher levels. I'll come to the calculations of Fibonacci just in a while. As far as the technical analysis in the stock is concerned, we are trying to break above this, and the confirmation that we have started a rally on the upside would be a monthly close below 95.70, or even on a conservative side we might go for a close above 101, or for simple basic number would be a close above 100. Is we are almost 80-90% sure that wave 2 has completed, wave 1 has ended, wave 2 has completed, and we have started the rise on the third wave. So if I show you the chart of Hfcl, and on the trading view, where I could use Fibonacci extensions, wherein I could use the values on log scale. If I show it to you, then if I add the length of wave 1 to the bottom of wave 2, I get a target of wave 3. So let's look at what target am I really looking at. So if the move has already started in wave 3, the targets would anywhere go between 700 levels to 1400 levels, as far as the only Fibonacci extensions is concerned. But you know, 700, 750 levels is almost 9 times higher from here. And but we haven't even discussed the scenario of extensions being developed. That is, there are even chances where wave 3 wants to extend on the higher side. That is, it wants to go higher than what wave 1 has actually traveled. So there's a probability it could even go to 1400, 1800, and even 2000 levels, who knows. So for a very short term basis, say let's say for the next 3 to 6 months, I would be really focused on whether the stock is giving a close above 100 levels, and then if it has given a close above 100 levels, then it's going to be a trend following system wherein I'm not going to book profits at 180. We may see a consolidation over 180 levels, and then after we have broken above 180 levels, the 1994 resistance, we are actually going to see a very swift, a very strong move on the higher side, where the stock could double, triple, go 5 times, 6 times, who knows. And as far as the stop loss is concerned, I think I will place my stop loss a little below the October month low. That comes around 61 levels. Yeah. So that's really a kind of risk to reward. I'm looking at 20 points of risk and almost 1000 or 500, 600 points of reward. So I think that was it for the video, wherein I discussed all the probabilistic scenarios that could happen, different kinds of scenarios that could happen in Hfcl. That was it for the video. Thank you.